Hello, dear children. Good morning. So, here now, today I am going to take up the next chapter, that is Glimpses of India. Now, first of all, let us talk about the meaning of glimpse. Glimpse means a short view or a partial view of something, and here in this chapter, we are going to have a view of India. As you all know, that our country, India, is a very diversified country having various states and union territories. Have you been to various states? You all know that there are a number of states, and I need not get into the geography and history. But how many of you have visited various states or various cities or places? There are exotic places and wonderful places right from the top, the north of India to south of India, and from east to west. So, some people, when they say that we need to see the European countries and America, or they want to go to Africa or Australia to enjoy and have a marvelous tour or a marvelous holiday, I am really surprised because there are so many exotic places in India as well, which they must have never seen. So before trying a foreign tour, you must have an interest in seeing our own India. Our India, when you read about these places, when you come to know about these places, you will really be interested, and you will be really amazed and inspired to see them. Now, here, the authors, there are three authors: Lucio Rodriguez, Lokesh Abral, and Arup Kumar Datta, a baker from Goa. So, Lucio Rodriguez has brought you the glimpse of Goa. Lokesh has given a glimpse of Coorg, and Arup Kumar has given the glimpse of Assam. Now, you all know that Assam and Coorg, they are in two different directions in India. Assam and Coorg are also famous for tea and coffee. Coorg, especially for Coorg plantation. And now you can see the title of the first one. It is Baker from Goa. Goa is famous for its bakers. How? And you will also see that it is a pen portrait. That is, portrait is a picture. So it is a picture depicted or described with the help of a pen, that is, in as a literature, as a story. So it is a pen portrait of Goa bakers, and what these bakers used to wear, and why they were famous, who they were, what is their main way of working, why people were interested in them. There are so many questions that you will be answered when you read these stories. So, I hope you must have gone to some places, at least in the South India or East India or North India. You can also describe the feelings and the specialities of such places. I don't know how many of you, when you go for a holiday in your vacation, how many of you are interested in knowing what is the vegetation there, what is the climate there, what is the specific attitude and activity of the people there. So all these things are the topics for interest. So let us start with it. I will be taking up the first one, a baker from Goa, in this video, and Coorg and Tea in the next class. Baker from Goa by Lucio Rodrigues. This is a pen portrait of a traditional Goan village baker who still has an important place in his society. I hope everybody knows who is a baker. Yeah, one who bakes bread and biscuits and buns in the bakery. In this chapter, the author has said that the elders of in their society in Goa, they often are nostalgic. You know what is the meaning of nostalgic? Yes. Nostalgic means to remember the past days or to remember the things that had happened in the past and which gave them some good experiences or maybe a pleasure or pain. So, the elders in this chapter, the author has said that they were very nostalgic about what days they had seen and experienced in their past. This lesson begins with how narrators' elders often recall the time when Goa was under the rule of the Portuguese. You have read history and you all must be knowing that Goa was ruled by the Portuguese, that is, people who had landed from Portugal. They talk of how the importance of bakers is still maintained in their villages even after the Portuguese have left. They are known as peders in Goa. So, peders in Portuguese language is known as, it is used for bakers. The mixers, molders, and the time-tested furnaces continue to serve the people of Goa with their famous bread loaves. It is possible that the original ones may not exist, but their profession is being continued by their sons. The thud of their bamboo stick can still be heard in some parts of the village. The same jingling thud would wake the narrator and his friends. Friends during their childhood days who would go running to him without brushing or washing their mouth properly. It was the maid servant of the house who collected the loaves while children sorted out the bread bangles for themselves. So the author has said that children were very much interested in the bakers who used to sell the bread from door to door. They used to come, they used to have a big bamboo stick with which they used to slash it on the ground to make noise, and in one hand they used to have the baskets in which they used to keep the breads. And also the author has mentioned bread bangles, that is, children were very much interested in bread bangles. Now these bread were small breads made in the shape of a bangle, that is, they were circular, which you can nowadays which you can call it as donuts. And bakery products have importance in the culture and traditions of Goa. Bol or sweet bread is part of marriage gifts. Cakes and bolinhas or coconut cookies are eaten at every festival, and the lady of the house prepares sandwiches at her daughter's engagement. So you can understand that how important it was, because at every occasion the bread, pastries, cakes, and all the other baking items were very, very famous and popular. People used to keep them at every festival and at every occasion. Earlier, bakers wore a unique frock of knee length known as kabai. But during the narrator's childhood days, they wore a shirt and trousers of length slightly shorter than the usual ones. They generally collected their bills at the end of every month. So that was the tradition, that the bakers, what they used to wear and how did they collect their money. They used to make a bill just like the newspaper vendors we have these days. They collect the bills at the end of every month. Bakery has continued to be a profitable profession, managing to keep their families joyous and prosperous. So I begin the reading of the chapter now. Our elders are often heard reminiscing nostalgically about those good old Portuguese days. Portuguese days, the time in India when Portuguese ruled Goa. And the author says that the elders of the families or the elders in the society, they are often heard reminiscing means remembering the past. They remember the past with the fondness, with with the pleasure, and they are nostalgic because it is no more present. So they remember those days because, and they call it as good old days. The Portuguese and their famous loaves of bread. Loaves means a full mass of bread, that is, which is not cut into slices. Those eaters of loaves might have vanished, but the makers are still there. We still have amongst us the mixers, the molders, and those who bake the loaves. So, children, you know that whosoever invaded our country and ruled here, they left some of the parts of their culture here, and that culture was adopted in India by the other people, by the local people. Now, this Portuguese, they were skillful in making bread and baking breads, and that custom or that tradition is still continuing. The author says that it is still there, but the eaters, that is, those Portuguese people who used to eat bread, they are no more here, but they have established the trend here. Those age old, time tested furnaces still exist. The fire in the furnaces has not yet been extinguished, and bread is still a famous breakfast in our country. The thud and jingle of the traditional baker's bamboo heralding his arrival in the morning can still be heard in some places. So the author says the thud, that is the noise, the huge noise that, and the jingle, that is the sound of the traditional baker's bamboo. He used to have a bamboo stick which he used to splash it on the ground, and when he used to make that sound, people used to come to know that the baker has come along with his bread and cakes and sweet bread. This is the time when the author was a child, and he remembers that the bakers used to come with a basket and a bamboo stick, and they used to give the bread door to door. And his arrival in the morning was welcomed by everyone, and it was announced with the help of a bamboo. So the sound that he made, the jingle, the thud, that the sound that he made was to announce his arrival in the morning. Maybe the father is not alive, but the son still carries on the family profession. So in Goa, in this Goan village, still this tradition is continuing. The father is no more, but the son is continuing with the same profession. These bakers are even today known as pedder in Goa. So bakers, if you go to that Goan village, you can see that people still call the bakers as pedder. Pedder in Portuguese language is for bakers. During our childhood in Goa, the baker used to be our friend. Now, our childhood, because the author and his friends. So, the author is mentioning he and his friends and the whole society there in the Goan village. During our childhood in Goa, the baker used to be our friend, companion, and guide. He used to come at least twice a day, once when he set out in the morning on his selling round, and then again when he returned after emptying his huge basket. The jingling thud of his bamboo woke us up from sleep, and we ran to meet and greet him. Why was it so? Was it for the love of the loaf? Not at all. The loaves were bought by some Paskin or Bastin, the maidservant of the house. But what we longed for were those bread bangles which we chose carefully. Sometimes it was sweet bread of special make. So the author says, as a child, he and his friends, they used to run from their houses. They used to get up from their sleep with by hearing the sound of the baker's bamboo. a stick, and they used to run for not for buying the bread. They were interested in bread bangles and sweet bread. The baker made his musical entry on the scene with the jang jang sound of his specially made bamboo staff. Staff means stick. One hand supported the basket on his head and the other banged the bamboo on the ground. So, even if you have not been to Goa, if you have been to Goa or if you have not been to Goa, see how you come to know what is the tradition that is followed in that village. So, whenever we go on a vacation to enjoy, we hardly think of these villages. We don't go to the villages. We go to various huge hotels and exotic places, but we hardly think of these places. So in this village, you can now have a picture of the village, that how the person or the baker may be keeping the basket on his head and with the banged the bamboo on the ground. He would greet the lady of the house with good morning and then place his basket on the vertical bamboo. When kids would be pushed aside with a mild rebuke means scolding. So the kids were scolded because they used to surround him, they used to shout for their sweet bread or for the bread bangles, and the family members, they used to scold them mildly. Mildly means a very gentle scolding, not to tease or not to trouble the person, and the loaves would be delivered to the servant. But we would not give up. We would climb a bench or the parapet and peep into the basket. So somehow I can still recall the typical fragrance of those loaves. Loaves for the elders and the bangles for the children. Then we did not even care to brush our teeth or wash our mouths properly. And why should we? Who would take the trouble of plucking the mango leaf for the toothbrush? Now pay attention to this line. There never used to be toothpaste and toothbrush. How did they clean their teeth? They used to pluck the mango leaf, chew it and throw it. And so the author says that who was bothered to pluck the mango leaf and then make it a toothbrush and all. They never used to take that pain, and they even never bothered to brush their teeth. And why was it necessary at all? The tiger never brushed his teeth. Hot tea could wash and clean up everything so nicely after all. So see how they followed their lifestyle was different. And the author says that how did they say that when somebody asked them, why didn't you brush your teeth? They used to say, a tiger never brushed his teeth and he eats everything. Hot tea could wash and clean up everything so nicely after all. So this is a memory that is there in the author's mind of the Goan village, as he belonged to Goa, and he remembered, or he is nostalgic about the tradition which is still there, but it is limited to the village. So I'll be taking up the next places or the next rest of the chapter in the next video. Thank you.